In an emergency, you could tap into your 401k, but there are some trade-offs that you should know about.
The good news is there's money there. Should they necessarily be going into that cookie jar? Well, no, because you're really hurting yourself in the future.
If you withdraw money from your retirement account before you're 59 and a half years old, you'll have to pay income tax plus a 10% early withdrawal penalty. You could withdraw funds penalty-free if you qualify for a hardship withdrawal.
It has to be an immediate and heavy financial need. And so typically it's things like FEMA disasters, natural disasters, repairing on your home, medical expenses, death, disability.
New data shows hardship withdrawals are on the rise. Vanguard's annual How America Saves report reveals a modest uptick, with 6% of nearly 5 million participants tapping into their 401k accounts in 2025, compared to 5% the year before. That's over 280,000 people each year. The top reason for hardship withdrawals? Avoiding a home foreclosure or eviction. Financial advisor Nora Youssef explains that employers have the authority to determine eligibility.
You want to be prepared to supply documentation, which they may also require.
While a hardship distribution could offer some much-needed relief, workers should consider other alternatives.
For medical expenses, could be tapping into HSAs, potentially Roth contributions, or even taking out loans, whether it's a HELOC.
That's a home equity line of credit.
Or maybe if in a 401k loan, because that way, at least you're paying yourself back that money. You're not having to pay the interest and no penalties either. Yes, you pay interest, but you're paying that interest back to yourself.
What's up, guys? Welcome back to the channel, man. Welcome back to the channel. Today, guys, we'll be talking about 401k. Some people are cashing out their 401ks to have birthday parties and to pay off credit card debt. I ain't gonna do too much more talking. Let's get right to it. Let's go.
I am absolutely buzzing because I just deposited my 401k. Yeah. I deposited my 401k because I took it all out so that I could pay off my credit cards because your girl was drowning. I was drowning in credit card debt because I had lost my job when I was traveling Europe. So I had to put everything on my credit cards and I just couldn't do it anymore. Literally crying to my friend. I was like, what do I do? Do I file bankruptcy? Do I take out a personal loan? I just don't want to pay anybody back. That was the whole goal is to just be done with this. I just don't know what to do. She's like, wait, you still have a 401k from Warner when we worked there, because we worked at Warner together. And I was like, yeah, why? And she's like, pull it out. She's like, take that shit out and pay it. She's like, you know that you're going to get a job soon again. And you're just aggressively put into your 401k then. And I was like, you're brilliant. Because I'm like, when I pay my credit cards off, I can just put it back into a 401k. Because I was paying $1,300 a month in credit card debt.
See, a lot of people, when they take out personal loans to pay off their credit cards, they end up spending the money again on the credit cards after they paid it off. So now they owe for the credit cards and the personal loan. Craziness.
That's a minimum, mind you. So I literally was not even making a goddamn dent with the $1,300. I was like, I can't do this anymore. Literally can't do it. It's not worth it. Pulled out my 401k and I just deposited the check, and I am, I literally feel like I can breathe. I just feel so happy because now I feel like I can live my life and really not make money just to pay off debt that isn't even getting paid off because of the fucking interest rate. This is just what I've done that feels good to me, was to take out my 401k. It's an option. I feel like rich people do this all the time, so why are we not talking about it more? And I hate that people don't talk about debt enough, because everyone has it nowadays. Everyone. I just feel so excited.
See, people don't think about the penalty and the money they could accrue if they just left it in their 401k. But that thing is building. Now she done took money out. Yeah, of course she can pay it back, but look all the money she's missing out on. When you're young, you don't really think about that. That's why I don't recommend people doing it. That's why you have to watch what you're spending. But people don't want to listen.
The thing I regret in my life was cashing out my 401k to throw myself a birthday party. That was dumb. I didn't need to do that.
Yeah, I agree, bro. That's the worst thing you could do. A birthday party, that's something that can wait, man. You don't cash out your 401k for something that's minor like that. That's unbelievable, man. People do anything these days.
I'm not about to be cutting back on nothing. I'm just going to listen. If you don't have enough money to pay your bills, and you need to get your hair done, go get your hair done. It ain't gonna matter, because you still not gonna have the money. So
that's crazy.
Just at this point, just go on the credit card debt, to go on vacations. That's what people have to do nowadays, because it's just too much.
Unfortunately, a lot of people think like that. They don't even think about the future, man. A lot of people live for now. You definitely don't want to just put yourself in credit card debt for short time pleasures, man. I'm telling you, because when you come back from that vacation, that bill is due.
Things I know for sure. When income tax time come, I'm not getting no money back. All my kids are grown and gone. Another thing I know, I'm gonna hit that 401k. I will hit it. People say that's money for your retirement. Honey, I don't even know if I'm gonna be around for retirement. I'm not about to walk around broke now. When I got plenty of money in that 401k, oh, it's mine. But that commercial say it's mine and I want it, I'm gonna get it. And sometime I may even get 2 in a year. Because I'm going to hit them for the loan and then get them for the hardship. Because the hardship, you do not have to pay back. I'd be dang if I'm walking around broke. I got thousands and thousands in a 401k. No, ma'am. No, ma'am. That's what I work for and that's what I put it in there for. Retirement, honey, I may not be here. And then the way these stocks going, the money is busy declining. So I'd rather get mine now and enjoy it. Because you may not be around. It may not even be a retirement. You know what I'm saying? So I don't get an income tax, but I will hit that 401k up twice.
I know a lot of people who think like that. Like they like, man, I'm taking my money now. I'm not guaranteed to be here when I'm 62 or 65. And it's not that easy to just take the money out. You gotta have documentations. You can get fined by the IRS. It's all types of it's a process to it. They make it sound like you just go up there and say you just fill out one form and they just give you money out of your 401k. It's not that easy. And they do verify this stuff. But some people are getting away with it, I guess. I don't know.
But I have credit card debt. And a lot of that has to do with the fact that I moved to Nashville, Tennessee with not really that much money. And then I decided to fully furnish my bedroom. But I will say something I've learned over the past couple of months is that a lot of my friends also do too. And it's very comforting in a way. Like, not that I'm proud of my friends for having credit card debt, but I'm just like, oh, thank God I'm not the only one.
What does that have to do with it? Just because your friends went into debt, you're going to go into debt? I don't know why people do that. Oh, she did it, so I'm gonna do it. So if somebody jump off the bridge, you can do it. And I don't recommend nobody jumping off the bridge. That's not what I'm saying to do. But I'm just saying, don't follow somebody who's doing something you know that's not right. That's crazy. You can't think like that, man. People have you in super debt.
Because at the end of the day, we're all just in our 20s trying to figure out how to live in a freaking universe where rent is like $1,500. Yeah, okay, yeah, sure. And then our parents are like, why are you in so much credit card debt? I'm sorry that rent isn't $400 like it was when you were 25. But yeah, if anyone is like down on themselves for having credit card debt, same. Like, God forbid I decided to fully furnish my bedroom and then buy a lot of clothes for myself and go out on the weekends, because at the end of the day, my hobby is going out and socializing. My hobby is hanging out with my friends. And one of my friends did point out the fact that like my credit card debt is not just like represented by the fact that I spent money on stupid shit. It's you did a lot with that money. You know, you fully furnished your bedroom, you moved to a new city with it, you met a whole bunch of people because of it. You know, I didn't meet these friends by going to the park and taking a walk. No, I met these friends by going out and going to get drinks and going to happy hour and stuff like that. So yeah, this is your sign. Well, it's not a sign actually, but if anyone like hates themselves because of their credit card debt, just know that we're right there with you.
See, that's short-term thinking. See, she only think about the quick pleasure. Yeah, you got your whole house furnished, but you owe that debt, and that interest is super high. You feel what I'm trying to say? I understand what she's saying. She got to live. I get it. But come on, man. You're going to max out your cards to do that, to go out and socialize. And before you know it, she's going to have to file bankruptcy. I mean, it's unfortunate. Some people don't get it. She's young, they not thinking about when, they're 50 and 55 and 65 years old. It's hard to do it. I'm not saying I'm perfect, but you have to start thinking like that, man, because that time will come.
To admit, but back in February, I stopped contributing to my 401k, and here's why. Closed on my house in January of 2025, and almost immediately, I had all of the plumbing and water issues that you could think of happened. My hot water stopped working, I needed new pipes, I had a sewage backup. That ended up costing me just under $2,000 to get that all resolved, and I did get it resolved, but I needed that money out of my emergency fund pretty much. Second reason is we all know the things going on with the student loans. Well, I had got a letter at the time saying that when my student loans went back into repayment starting in May, that my payments would be $500 a month, y'all. And I'm like, whoa, I'm still furnishing my house. Like, I need this money. Now, luckily for me, I got an extension for another forbearance for another year. So my interest is still zero and my payments are still zero. But that really kicked it into gear for me. Like, I'm on a zero interest forbearance right now for another year. I had always been making payments, but I'm like, I could kick that into high gear and set myself up better for the future. Thirdly, all of the uncertainty that comes with this new administration, and we're all losing money in our 401ks. Like, let's be real. Like, I've been tracking it and I've lost money basically. So I'm like, why not just use that money on the things that I need now?
I get what she's saying, but you don't have to completely stop contributing. Just cut back a little bit. You always gotta prepare for your future. That's what people don't understand. Can't max it out, but at least put something away. She ain't put it nothing. She's completely stopped contributing. That's wild.
Now, luckily for me, my company contributes 3% whether or not I contribute at all. So I'm still getting 3% per check into my 401k, even though that I'm not contributing right now. Also, my company has a program where they will up your 401k percentage each anniversary. So I'm at 0 right now, but when I hit my 3-year anniversary coming in June, they'll up my contributions to 1%, and then they will contribute 4%. So it was just for a short period of time, but it was the money that I needed, and I'm glad that I did it. And I know that is so controversial to say that a 32-year-old is not contributing to her 401k.
So that means she started from 0 at 32 years old and only contributing 1%. Wow, that's gonna be tough, man. For her to retire at 62 or 59, she's gonna have to work until she's 75, 80 years old.
Credit cards, because every time I see an offer on a new credit card for like cash back or statement credits or like free hotel rooms or whatever, I apply for it. And I will keep on doing it. I will keep applying for credit cards because I love getting free stuff. I've had probably 15 credit cards since I turned 18. It started with the Discover like college one where in your first year, whatever you spend,
You know what? I never understood that. Why do they give college students credit cards, knowing daggone well you're not gonna pay that money back? They give you a $10,000 credit card at 18. Like, come on, man, crazy.
can get 100% that cash back at the end of the year. I did that one, and then at TJ Maxx one time when I was 18, they offered me like 25% off or whatever. I don't go there a ton, but I applied for it. I got the 25% off that first time, and then I just never used it again and let it close. I had the Costco one, but they closed it when I closed my Costco card. I've gotten every single credit card you could think of if they have a reward or a good like welcome offer. A lot of times I'll get the welcome offer, do whatever I have to do to get the welcome offer, and then just not use that credit card for, I don't know, a year, 6 months, whatever it is, until they realize that you're not using it, and they'll send you another offer. So I have the One Key card, and I haven't used it probably for 6 months or a year, and they just sent me another offer for if I spend $500, they'll give me $100 statement credit. So I have never had to pay interest, and I'm going to keep on doing what I'm doing. I still have an 800 plus credit score, and my only debt is my mortgage. So I'm going to keep on applying for credit cards and get as many credit cards to get free stuff as I want. I know a lot of people think it's irresponsible, but I love credit cards, and I love free money and free stuff.
See, the problem is that's because she can afford to pay the cards back. People don't think about when something happens. Say she loses her job and she got all these credit cards and she has all this debt racked up. Then what's she gonna do? See, that's what people don't think about. They always living for now. You gotta plan. You gotta think ahead. A lot of people don't do it, and that's how they end up in trouble.
Dollars left at the bank lasts until Friday. Today is Monday. I have $135 coming out between now and then in credit card debt. A little bit stressed, but this is usually how it is for me most weeks. So if you do the math, we're going to be negative a little over $80, and I also have 33 miles left till empty. I can get away with putting about $15 in my car. Let's just say we're going to be negative about $100. Lucky for me, though, I did do a pet sitting job over the weekend. It was a small one. Get paid for that today. She owes me $50. A lot of my clients do tip, so We'll see what comes of that. At least I won't be negative $100. Do you know that I need at least roughly $50 now to get me through the week?
Wow.
I would love to start Instacarting, but I've been trying to sign up for 2 years and it always says I'm on the wait list. I don't know how to go about that. I've emailed them. I did DoorDash a few years ago, and in my area, it's just not really worth it. So yeah. When I say I'm drowning in credit card debt, I truly mean I feel like I'm drowning in credit card debt. If I was not in $9,000 worth of credit card debt, I would not be in this situation right now. I would not go negative all the time in the bank. So that is when I brought my debt to TikTok. It was embarrassing at first, but then I realized this is real life.
See, that's exactly what I was talking about earlier. It's all good when you can afford to pay them back. When something happens, now you're drowning in credit card debt. That's what you're seeing a lot on this video, guys. So that's why I always recommend be smart with your credit cards, guys. Don't fall in the trap, man, because it can easily happen to any of us. None of us are immune to this, man. But there is a way to not get in this type of situation, which means don't get a whole bunch of credit cards and rack up the debt. That's the number one way not to be in this situation.
Years old, and I actually just found out that I am almost $250,000 in debt. And let me tell you, the amount of anxiety that I literally have in my chest just finding this information out. And I'm so disappointed in myself in letting myself get into the situation. So unfortunately, I made like all these choices when I was 18 years old, purchasing things that I literally could not afford nor pay off, and maxing out my credit cards. So after spiraling and looking into a bunch of things that I could do, I found a company called Ring Debt, and they actually take all of your debt and use consumer protection laws to challenge all of it legally.
Don't do that. Do not go to those debt collection people. I'm telling you, the terms are ridiculous. They want you to default on those credit cards, which means let them go into the red, and then they're going to try to negotiate a lower payment for you. You can do that yourself. But by that time, you'll messed up your credit. You see what I'm saying? Like, that's why I tell people do not do those debt consolidation loans. Don't do it. Well, not the debt consolidation loans with like your bank, but I'm talking about with these companies, because all they're doing is pretty much calling your creditors and negotiating a lower payment. You can do that yourself, because once you get a certain amount of time behind, they're willing to negotiate. It's crazy. If you call them before, they don't have nothing for you. You actually have to be behind in order for them to actually work with you. And those debt consolidation or debt relief companies, they feed off of that stuff. And they're putting a lot of people in bad situations and ruining their credit. So if you're in this situation, guys, do not use one of those companies. Just call and negotiate. But the number one way to not be in a situation like this is to run up your credit cards. Especially right now during the summertime, a lot of people going on vacations. Everybody want to be fresh for the summer. Just be smart, especially with these payday loans and these firms and Klarna and all that stuff, man. People are racking up so much debt. So be smart, because none of us are immune to this stuff. So if you're new to the channel, man, hit the like button, subscribe to something a little different. I hope we all learned something with today's video. I appreciate y'all watching. I'll see y'all on the next one. Peace.